Welcome back to InSight. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Ross Sutherland.
You know, Oregon's history is so rich, so diverse, and so few people know just how rich and diverse. And they don't even know much about the state capitol. Well, we now have the Capitol History Gateway program saying, you want to know about your cultural history? You want to know about Oregon's history and where you fit in it? We have you covered. Would you please welcome our guest today, Stacy Nally. She is the authority on the whole Capitol History Gateway program, which is an award-winning program. We're talking the Cherry Blossom Festival, the Hispanic Heritage Festival, Pacific Islander Day. What is going on? I just love hearing about this.
A lot is going on, which is really exciting. So we do start off our calendar of events for the year in February with the birthday celebration. So we celebrate the anniversary of statehood, which is February 14th, but we go on the closest Saturday to that date. That is a wonderful time to experience interpretive, costumed history. We have 27 this year, 27 different nonprofit organizations that came on site and did the programming that they do at their heritage or cultural museums and brought them to the Capitol for the public.
Fun.
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's a wonderful day. It's where you get to experience so many different facets of Oregon history at one time. Then we go into Cherry Blossom Day, which at that event we're celebrating the blossoming cherry trees. We're celebrating, of course, the renewal with springtime, and then the impact and influence of Japanese culture on our state. That's really what the Gateway is. It's a portal, if you would, to experiences throughout the state. So we try to have an event or an exhibit at the Capitol that gives this much of the story and tell people where to go for the rest of the story. Because we are not going to be able to tell everybody's story. We're not going to be able to do that well. And by giving them, here is the authority of that subject, and this is where you should go to learn more. That's really what we're doing.
I love the fact that school children are now showing up for these things as far as your tours go and learning for the first time. Wow, I'm learning things that I didn't even know about democracy, about
That's right.
our system
Democracy
of
in
government.
action. That's right. I mean, we've developed within the last year and a half a comprehensive school program. So we have a toolkit online that teachers are able to download with pre-lesson plans, post-lesson plans, to get them prepared to know the vocabulary and the process of how a bill becomes a law before they get to the building. So they are able to put that in more context. And then, of course, further talk about it when they get back to school.
Does it get them excited about democracy itself and the process?
It does, especially when we provide and illuminate those examples where school children themselves came up with an idea that became a law. So,
Wow.
yeah.
That's one of the things that got my attention about this whole program, and it did win an award. Tell me about that.
Yeah, just this February we were recognized by the Oregon Festival and Event Association and won the Impact Ovation Award, and that is the impact that an event or a series of events has on its community. And we were recognized for the Capitol History Gateway programming and the events that we are putting on at the Capitol, because we just have thousands of visitors coming in, and we're leveraging I'm going to say up to 100 organizations to put that on. So when you think about that, that's just a huge coordination of effort, and we're able to put on, let's say, a $20,000 program on a Saturday from 10 to 2. We have very minimal funding that we get from the Oregon State Capitol Foundation to put it on. So it's all of those organizations that are coming to the Capitol that are bringing volunteers and bringing activities and bringing their programs and experience that help culminate that whole program.
Other people aren't as knowledgeable about their own culture sometimes. So you're not only teaching people outside the culture about that culture, but you're also teaching the history and the traditions of that to a generation that may not know that.
That's right.
So it's really wonderful.
It is.
What I love your website, by the way. I just think
Thank
the
you.
website is great, and it's so inviting, and it's another place. So after you've been to the Capitol or thinking about going to the Capitol, you can actually really connect through it. Tell us more about that website.
Yes.
What is the address?
So it's www.oregoncapital.com. I highly recommend going to that website.
Oh, it's fun.
You know, on your desktop, it's going to launch into what we have now, which is a virtual tour of the building.
Wow.
It's a more in-depth tour guide than we provide during our guided tours.
Oh.
We only do a half an hour building tour.
Wow.
For the public, so that gets you through it rather quickly. And on the virtual tour, there's a lot of other information. So we will provide a PDF, for instance, or a link to a video where they can learn more about what's in the building. So it's an amazing and wonderful resource, especially for people that have challenges getting to the Capitol and they want to experience it for themselves. So I think the virtual tour is an amazing product. And you know, one of the things that I'm thinking about is how that will help school children learn about the Capitol, you know, with budget considerations. Maybe they can't get a bus from Eastern Oregon over to the Capitol. This is a way for them to experience in the classroom.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to Oregon history, what better place to bring it all together than the Oregon State Capitol, that beautiful Art Deco building.
It is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
I get a thrill every time I walk inside there and look up at the dome and think about Oregon's history. And now it's so much fun to think that there are so many cultures which makes Oregon the place that it is celebrated. Dad, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Stacy. We'll have to
Yeah.
have you back. I love it. She's a great friend of InSight, has been here a number of times,
Yeah.
and we will have you back.
Great.
Well, thank you.
I
And
look
thank
forward
you
to
for
it.
joining us on InSight today. I'm Wendy Brokaw.
And I'm Ross Sutherland.
We'll see you next time.
Through this program, like to, of course, educate people as to our past and to the people that have made a difference within Oregon. So we showcase those individuals and those ideas within exhibits throughout the Capitol. In the front of our 6 hearing rooms, we have 4 cases that every other year the stories change. So they're a semi-permanent exhibit, and they feature different cultures and landmark legislation that are really vital to the Oregon story. Of course, it's important that we're reflecting the diversity of our state, and we are also demonstrating the worth of remembering what has gone before. There are so many wonderful stories. We like to call them pioneer stories because we're hoping that Oregonians come here and realize that they too can be a pioneer. They can come up with an idea. They can change the landscape for all Oregonians. I love this quote that they have here by Margaret Mead. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has.